Tony Stewart has never won at Talladega in a NASCAR Sprint Cup car.
He's going to have to do a lot of blocking right here. They've got to run on him. Got to run.
Here they come.
I can't go down there and do that, though.
Actually, I think it's legal on the last lap. He might have got it right there. I think it's legal on the last lap. We're looking next door to see.
Below the yellow line. He was below.
We still haven't got an indication, but it looks like Regan Smith won this race.
Why would it be legal on the last lap?
That's what
for 187.
You heard Tony Stewart, some of those guys commenting on you can't go below the yellow line to make that pass. There's Tony inside the car. We are waiting to get definitive information from NASCAR.
He definitely passed below the yellow line pretty much the whole way.
John Darby, Mike Hilton are having a discussion.
We'll see. Good effort.
Here's the replay again. Watch a 0-1.
And he got forced down there. I mean, Tony Stewart actually forced him down a little bit.
Well, yeah, if you're going to consider that he only... Yeah.
They are saying Tony Stewart has won the race. Tony Stewart is the official winner here at Talladega. They would not allow that pass below the yellow line.
That's the only way that can be. You can't go. You can't race one way for 187 laps and change on the last lap. You have to be able to take the same deal.
Talladega. Woo!
Great win for Tony Stewart and his team.
And the 43 race winless streak for Tony Stewart ends on a wild afternoon at Talladega, Alabama.
Well, you got to hand it to Regan Smith. He gave it all he had. That's the only shot he had.
Well, yeah, no, that's there for a reason. So you have to make the move to the outside. I mean, you know, obviously the rule's in place for a reason, and so you know he gave it a shot. But you know, again, it forces you to make that move to one side, and it would have been interesting to see. He had a run if he could have taken that to the outside.
Yeah, he did have a little bit of a run, and if he takes it to the outside, it looked like he was going to. He actually tried to fake Tony to the outside.
Yeah, and I'm sure that's going to be his argument that Tony forced him there.
And he does have somewhat of an argument, I guess. Yeah. You know, it depends on how you look at it.
Tony Stewart's 20th trip to Talladega. He had finished second 6 times, and he almost finished second again, but it was not to be because the rules are the rules, and they would not allow Regan Smith to go below the yellow line. You could go below if you're forced there, but you cannot advance your position. So Tony Stewart wins it. Let's go down to Mike.
And catching up now with Regan Smith. Take me through that last lap move.
Well, I knew I was going to get one shot at him, and Paul was back there pushing me. I backed it up a little bit going into 3, and I knew where I was going to make my move at. And I don't know. I always got told that the rule is if you get forced down there, then you're the winner of the race. On the last lap, anything goes. They always say it in the driver's meeting, and that's what I was going with. I got forced down there, man. I had a nose inside of him, and I could have piled up the whole field, and I guess that would have been a cooler finish. I don't know, but I'm proud of DEI. I'm proud of the Principal Fan Ownership Group. Everybody on this team. ECR engines were awesome. It was a great day for us. We're trying to get this car funded for next year, and you know, second sucks. That's all I can say.
We don't know right now if you are second. NASCAR has not placed you yet. Where do you feel like you should be placed?
Doing burnouts out there right now.
You're clear. Stay in like that. Stay in like that. The one bounce you out. Now watch him.
How did Elliot Sadler get back on the road and not lose any ground? He's going to have a chance to win this race.
If he pulls high.
Joey Logano gets turned. Elliot Sadler drives through. They're crashing big time at the line. Brennan Poole, first career win at Talladega.
How about that for Brennan Poole? And a big hit from Blake.
Huge crash. Joey Logano with damage. The same for Blake Cook. Wow.
Oh, what a finish.
The 22 just went to block the 1 a little too much, lost control. What a great win for Brennan Poole.
26 1,000ths of a second.
I think I'm going to puke. You're not the only one.
That's so great. That's how much emotion these drivers have.
Unbelievable.
I mean, he's worked his whole life for this moment to win on the main stage of NASCAR in the Xfinity Series. What a great feeling for this kid.
We can officially call this race an upset, no doubt about it.
Awesome job, Tyler.
Oh, man, that's just...
Did a hell of a job on the car, guys. Nice work. We're top of the pylon. They ain't said anything different.
Let's go back and see how it all unfolded, coming back to the checkered flag. There it is, just about a nose. Heck, that's a big margin of victory, right, Denny Hamlin? You won by, what, 2 inches in Daytona?
It is, but look at this. I mean, just chaos coming to the start-finish line.
Watch this move Elliot Sadler makes. He does everything perfectly. He goes high, he fakes high. That's where Logano goes. He loses control of his car.
Yeah, you cannot blame that on Elliot Sadler. No doubt. He went to go high, the 22 blocked, so he changed it, and he says, all right, I'm going to go low. And it just pulled the air off the 22 right there. The 22 wrecked.
Third first-time winner we've had in the history of Talladega Superspeedway in the NASCAR Xfinity Series.
What a great job by Elliot Sadler. Crashed on the back straightaway, but yet vying for the win on the front. Just gets pushed low and can't keep his momentum up to win the race. Such a shame for Blake Cook. He just was in a position there was nowhere for him to go.
See, Allgaier, it looked like he was just dirt tracking it, sliding up the racetrack into Poole.
Staying in the middle, staying with the one. Don't let him slip to the outside. Staying with him. Trail up, trail up, trail up, trail.
When you were up front, you were so vulnerable to being pushed around by the person behind you, and that's exactly what happened.
Watch Elliot. A great move to the outside. We're going to block you there. I got to go low. Elliot Sadler did everything he had to do to win this race.
Top, stay top. Come to the checkers. Come to the checkers. We'll see the review, but we should have got it right there, man. Nice work. Hell yeah. We'll get an official review. Just hang tight. Hang tight.
As did Joey Logano. He was trying to win that race. Both those guys were just racing.
NASCAR is still reviewing the finish, and they will have all of our angles at their disposal to confirm that it was the 48 at the start-finish line. Unofficially, we had the margin of victory at 26 1/1000ths of a second, so just over 2 100ths. And I think about Brennan Poole out of the Woodlands, Texas. Spent a lot of time on the short tracks out west.
Yeah.
Ran in ARCA, and when he didn't have a ride, was going to the track, working in the shop, doing anything he could do to stay around the sport. Got this opportunity last year. Brought over his sponsor, DC Solar, and it appears he's in victory lane for the first time in his career.
They won't give him the checkered flag, Adam. He sat down at the start-finish line, say, please, can I just have it? I know I won this race. Let's see what the video shows here.
What would you anticipate they're looking at? Because I never saw the caution lights come on, and the only thing I can think of is that NASCAR would have deemed the caution lights came on before they got to the start-finish line, and Poole was not leading at the time of caution.
That's possible.
But I didn't see the lights come on.
The other thing, it's obvious here that Brennan Poole beats him. But the only thing I would say is are they looking at all the video of the last couple of laps to see if anybody was locking bumpers in that scenario?
Yeah, we saw a lot of it going on. We saw it happen at Daytona. It was like the end of the race. It was, it was very borderline, all the pushing that was going on. But gosh, I think the whole field was doing it there probably the last few laps.
So the wait, it lasts a little longer for Brennan Poole.
It's going to make the moment so much special.
Right as they were saying, put it out, and we were ahead of them. We were ahead of them for, pit exit on. 10-4, I mean, it seemed like I had half a car on them, so.
Yeah, we actually see the one actually sitting at the start-finish line as well. Maybe he thinks he has a shot. It is, I'd like to see a shot of when that caution came out or when the lights came on and kind of sync that with what car was out front.
Because it was Elliot Sadler that was behind Joey.
There's no way to explain what Brennan Poole's feeling like right now, just waiting for what he was sure was a victory here at Talladega.
Here's Elliot Sadler, team radio.
The yellow was out. We were the leader. He won that, right? They've not told us. They've not made a decision. You were the leader at the restart zone, I can tell you that.
But I never saw in any of our replays a definitive look at the lights coming on. Did you see it, Mike? I didn't notice it.
I didn't either, but that's Brett Griffin. He's Elliot Sadler's spotter, and he's got a big view of the speedway. We're here in the booth. We can see what's on the screen, and we did not see the yellow flag fly. Brett Griffin was sure that he did, so it'd be interesting to hear what NASCAR says.
I wasn't looking for it. I was just so amazed by the finish.
From what I was seeing.
Yeah, I didn't know. I mean, the caution for sure came out. It's just, when was it?
And what you would do on a final lap, caution comes out, you freeze the field, and whoever is out front
Yeah, and they make it very clear in our drivers' meeting that they use every piece of evidence that they go off of loop data, they'll go off of video and everything. So they have a lot that's going to transpire here.
There's the caution. Here's Elliot Sadler. Watch for the caution light to come on.
Sadler
Elliot Sadler wins it at
the race.
Talladega.
Unbelievable.
How about that?
The birthday boy, Mike.
Wow, that is so special.
You love it for him. You hate it for Brennan Poole.
Wow, that's hard.
And a great job by NASCAR. They said they use every piece of evidence they can find to determine the winner on the last lap. Elliot Sadler was clearly ahead when the caution happened.
I'm so happy for Elliot. I mean, he scratches and he claws in this series to continue to make championship runs every single year. His consistency is unmatched by anyone else. But I tell you what, a victory for him here, I guarantee you he's going to say it's up there on his list.
Side draft once again. Larson, Elliot Sadler, side by side, coming into the tri-oval. They bump. 3 wide. The big move on the inside. A huge win for Haley.
Wow. Where did that run come from?
That was a veteran move.
They got side by side for the lead. They got slow. Haley got a big push, made it 3 wide.
He did. Man, I mean, it's like he knew that was coming.
The two racing for what they thought were going to be the win, moved up the racetrack and opened the door. Now, did they go below the double yellow line? Did the 24 go down there? If he did, it's not a legal pass.
So remember what the rule is. You cannot go below the yellow line to advance your position, but if you get pushed below the yellow line, well, here he is. There's clearly room there. That's going to be a tough call for NASCAR.
It's going to be a very tough call.
The thing is, there was room between the 1 and the yellow line. Like, it didn't really, I don't think it helped him, Junior. Do you?
No.
I mean, I think there was room. So he could have been right against the 1 and not been below the yellow line. So I don't know. Tough call for NASCAR.
It is a tough call. I really think that's your natural reaction as a driver to make that move, because he thought that the 1 car was coming down. So it's he's not looking at the line. It's a natural reaction.
Well, NASCAR's made the call. They said the 24 went below the yellow line to advance his position. Winner, Kyle Larson.
Kyle Larson ends up winning. As you see, Haley was trying to celebrate, thinking it was his. The team was coming out there, but the rule is very clear. You cannot go below the double yellow line to advance your position. We saw the left side tires get below the double yellow line. Kyle Larson outduels Elliot Sadler for the win. And once again, a close finish for Sadler.
Yeah. Elliot Sadler.
All this is so crazy.
Heartbreaking.
Again, that close.
And
That's the gap.
And Justin Haley heartbroken. See right here, if we can stop it right there. I mean, there's room for Haley to get up by the 1 car.
It's just a natural reaction, though, as a driver, to steer away from what you think is going to happen. He's not moving down there to block anybody or I just don't understand. But it's a clear-cut rule, I suppose.
It was this gap right here. Separated 1 and 2, and once again, Elliot Sadler on the inside again. This time about 8 inches. Let's go to Rutledge Wood.
Rick, as Kyle Larson climbs from the car, another crazy Daytona finish. 3rd win this season. Kyle, the battle there till the very end with Elliot Sadler. How did that last lap work for you?
I don't know. I can't really remember how. I think I went to block the 7 maybe, and the 1 got to my inside, and then I thought the 24 could give me a big push down the back, and then I'd seen him go way up top in 3 and 4, and thought I was kind of screwed to the run or to the finish line, and then he had a massive run coming and turned left and did all he could to win, but just barely clipped the yellow line there. So I honestly didn't even think I had a shot at winning that until I pulled over here to the lug nut check, and I could see the big screen where he kind of went below the yellow line. So a little bit of a shock for me, but this is awesome. Win both stages, win the race. It means a lot for me and DC Solar, everybody at Chickanassie Racing. It's amazing. I've been close. I feel like every time to win an Xfinity race here at Daytona, so it's nice to finally get it done.
What do you want to say to these fans tonight?
Just thank you guys. This is a heck of a weekend here at Daytona. You guys are in for a treat for tomorrow's race too. So always exciting here in July.
Congrats, buddy.
Thank you.
Kelly?
Brett standing by with Justin Haley, who made that incredible move there. It looked like you had won this race, and then you get the news that they say you dipped below the yellow line. What's going through your mind?
I don't know. I just wish NASCAR would be a little more, tell us how much of the car we can have under the yellow line. But I don't get this opportunity enough. GMS Racing has been behind me. Spencer Gallagher, Mike Beam, everyone. I don't have a lot of sponsorship, and to come out here and get the opportunity to even compete with these guys is a blissful opportunity. So I'm really grateful that I could even, seeing the replay there. There's room for me to go up, so I don't know why they're calling me like that. But, not how we wanted it to end, but like I said, I'm running trucks full season, and this is just an opportunity to come over here part-time, and I'm extremely blessed to even get the opportunity. So just really, really thankful. That was Kevin Belcourt, my crew chief's first start. I got to thank the Fraternal Order of Eagles for giving me this opportunity. So amazing to be here at Daytona, even though we didn't win.
Yeah, and again, on the rule, we just heard Haley kind of say, well, I had room up there. I don't know why they made that ruling, but it's very clear, isn't it, Jeff?
Well, it is, and I just talked to Steve O'Donnell, the Executive Vice President of NASCAR, and he came by to visit and just said, hey, look, the rule says you cannot go below the yellow line to advance your position. He wasn't blocked to make him go below the yellow line, so the rule is the rule, and that is the problem with rules. You have to enforce them, and even if it's a split-second thing, you see right here Justin Haley with a great move, but right here he hangs this left, and clearly he's below the yellow line. It's non-debatable if he was below it or not, and so NASCAR's got to make the call. If they don't make that call tonight, then it's chaos tomorrow night.
Well, Jeff, it's like football. It's out of bounds. I mean, if your foot's out of bounds, you're out of bounds. So a lot of drivers obviously watching, Denny Hamlin included, damn, I got called for the same thing in the exact same spot and cost us the win in the shootout in 12. So why is that rule there? Because he didn't impede anybody's progress. He was able to make the pass. Nothing happened dangerously. Why is that rule there?
Well, I think it's important for the fans to understand why there is such a rule. The reason it's a rule here in Talladega is because if you don't have that rule, drivers go on the apron, they go everywhere in the world, and we had these unbelievable wrecks. Drivers going 4 wide into turn 3, cars on the apron. So NASCAR, actually the drivers, came up with the rule, went to NASCAR for several years. NASCAR finally said, okay, we'll implement it. They don't want to implement it because then they got to call it, right? They got to make these split-second decisions by inches, and that's why it's there, to keep people on the racing surface, because with the draft and cars all in one big pack, cars were in places they didn't need to be. Again, I hate rules because you got to enforce them. But if the rule is if you go below the yellow line to advance your position, clearly Justin Haley was below the yellow line by that much, but he was below the yellow line, and they had to make the call.
All right. Steve, Junior, what are you guys looking forward to tomorrow?
Well, more of the same. Daytona didn't disappoint tonight. From what I saw in practice, I expect the Cup race to be just as crazy, especially that final stage coming toward the finish.
Yeah, we'll see probably even more action tomorrow night because of the stage racing and the importance of those stage points. I hate it for Haley tonight. We'll never know what the win tonight would have done for his career, but I'd tell him there's better days ahead. Just lift your chin up and keep digging.
The Wood Brothers and Matt DiBenedetto out front at Talladega.
No organization right now.
Look at this outside line.
Oh, we got a car in the wall in the back straightaway. Cody Ware. Here comes a 17 and the 24. They're going to try to block.
Eric
gets
up into the wall. Now the 24, a big run. He slides. They make more contact. 3 wide as they come out of 4.
Hamlin to the inside. Side draft coming from the 24 car.
Denny Hamlin. William Byron through the tri-oval coming up to the stripe. And as they go across the stripe, a photo finish. Denny Hamlin gets the nod by 23 1/1000ths of a second.
No way. And Matt DiBenedetto has no clue until he gets the information from his team that he again is going to come up short.
Denny Hamlin was on the apron
after the crap we've been
turn
through the
4.
last several weeks. Like I said, keep putting yourself in position, we'll win our share, right?
Denny Hamlin, take a look at this. How close it was.
Oh, and he's clearly ahead at the line. Tough situation again for Matt DiBenedetto, almost to get his first win. He'll have to try another day.
7 wins this season for Denny Hamlin. It's his 44th career win. Why is that important? It ties Bill Elliott for 18th all time. So NASCAR is going to take a look. You guys mentioned about Denny Hamlin and where he was running.
Yeah, it looked like he might have went below the line. NASCAR's going to review to see whether there's any violation there.
If Denny Hamlin went below the double yellow line to win the race, there has been a precedent set already. You cannot do that. You can't go to the apron to win a race.
If he's advancing his position, I think would be the key moment that NASCAR is looking at.
Take another look.
We normally think about this yellow line being on the straight, but this is in the corner. He is on the apron of the racetrack.
Kind of have to see it from a different perspective to see if the 17 car gave him no choice.
But he still continues forward. Even though if the 17 gave him no choice, he still continues forward and passes these 2 cars.
I know that the precedent's been set today that they have been black flagging the car that's forcing, and nothing's happening to the other guy who's on the apron. So if the precedent has been set, you would say that Denny did the same thing that anyone else did that got forced below that line today.
He just benefited in this situation. He's going to continue to celebrate until he's told differently. NASCAR is still looking.
The difference being that this is for the win. This is not just any lap in the race when a car gets forced below the line. This is for the win to determine who takes home the trophy today.
But also, Junior, in those other situations, the guy that got pushed below the line didn't pass anybody.
Good point.
So they got pushed below the line, but didn't pass anyone. So that, they didn't get penalized because they never passed anybody. So right here, clearly Hamlin gets...
Yeah, he gets forced down there. That 17 had come down the racetrack.
He does, but then he goes and he advances his position to these 2 cars, or at least get side by side. Well, this is a tough call for NASCAR.
Sure is.
Because normally we think about this rule being on the straight. We don't ever think about the double yellow line rule being in the corner.
I mean, if you're getting forced down below the line, that's it. Does that end Denny's race at that moment? His race is over. He can't continue to compete.
NASCAR has said the 11 is the winner. So Denny Hamlin can celebrate his 44th career win. It ties Bill Elliott for 18th all time. And the disappointment of Matt DiBenedetto knowing how close. And remember, Matt DiBenedetto still racing for a job in 2021. Marty.
Some cheers, some boos for Denny Hamlin. And what an incredible finish on a day where they rode in the back. Chris Gabehart told me what I love about Denny is he knows when to bail out. But you just said it a moment ago. Where were we with 12 to go? How did you pull this win off, Denny?
Just a lot of attrition. I mean, we just played the strategy, the numbers game to run in the back until we were locked in. But it just, things worked out. We finally got one back. We probably... this one was unexpected, to say the least, but proud of this whole FedEx team, Toyota, everyone at JGR for bringing great race cars. And today we're obviously thinking about JJ D'Amato and his 2 kids. So really excited about this win. This was unexpected for sure.
Yeah, JJ certainly a big part of Joe Gibbs Racing. Denny, I got to ask you about the pass for the win. You had to go below the yellow line. Were you aware that you'd kind of been forced down there? And the take on that, going below the yellow line to be able to make the pass for the win.
Yeah, well, they were crashing in front of us, so it was, obviously I got forced down there just like I think the 21 and others did. So, yeah, there was a bunch of us that all crashed down there.
In this process, Utah, your hero, Bill Elliott. How much does that mean to you, Denny?
So much. I mean, he was my childhood hero growing up, and so that's why I've always been number 11, to be honest, is the days he was running for Junior Johnson. So just an amazing day.
Yeah, Denny Hamlin with an unexpected win, as he called it. And once again, Dave, he beats Matt DiBenedetto, who I know is so disappointed.
He's been hearing the crowd, Marty, as Hamlin is introduced as the winner, Matt. I know a lot of people think maybe you should have won today. What do you think?
It was just a crazy finish. I haven't even been able to really process it. I'm just really want to get this thing in victory lane. Menards, Tuscany Fawcett's his team. Oh, sorry, the emotions from, God, I feel like it's the same story. A lot of times, just heartbreak. My wife and I have had a stressful week. Again, just not uncertainty. Fighting, man, my whole career is a fight for my life. But I'm so appreciative of this team. Wood Brothers, I want this 100th win for the Woods so bad. Our alliance with Team Penske Ford, I mean, I appreciate them put me in this car. It's so much fun to drive and have a shot to win. And Denny did a great job. Deja vu, holy cow. But no, Denny, I mean, he deserves all the support in the world. He's an incredible racer. He was my biggest threat. I tried to block all I could. My spotter, Doug, did a great job. I just, this is tough.
Deja vu from Bristol last year, Matt. You led at the restart. You slammed your way through turns 3 and 4. How much more could you have done to try to get this win today?
It was actually tough to see. My windshield was filthy from all the speedy dry. I was having trouble seeing the block. I was blocking every which lane. That was pure desperation. That's how I drive every race. Every time I ever step foot in a race car, I'm appreciative for the challenges I face, because that's what it teaches you when you have those shots. I just wanted so bad for my team. Greg Irwin, all these guys, but wild finish. That's Talladega. I'm glad the fans got a great show. I hope to win races. I know we can do it.
Rick, the emotions dripping down here once again for Matt DiBenedetto. He comes up just short. He'll have another shot next week.
Yeah, and I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but I have to be. In this situation, NASCAR has penalized the 21 and the 9. The 21 being penalized for forcing the 24 below the double yellow line. He does it right there. So that will put him at the back of the lead lap car. So he will go all the way back to, it looks like it'll be 22nd, possibly, as well as the 9 of Chase Elliott also went below the double yellow line. And so they will end up 21st and 22nd. DiBenedetto 21st, Chase Elliott 22nd.
Yeah, I've got a great idea for everybody. How about we just get rid of the yellow line rule? Nobody really wants to see the races come down to these type of decisions, and I don't think it's going to crash more cars than we crashed today. So, it's kind of frustrating to have to make these decisions. I know NASCAR doesn't want to be put in this position, so let's just get rid of it get rid of it from here on out. Just let these guys race it out, at least in the last few laps. They're going down there below the yellow line anyways. It takes everybody sort of out of the position of having to make these type of calls, because it's not fun. But definitely kind of agree with the decision they made as per the rule and how it's written. But we could just get rid of it altogether. It'd be great with me.